Things are about to get scary. Hi, and welcome back to Inside 10s. Today's video will focus on the top 10 creepiest horror movies of all time inspired by the true life story. But before we get started, please make sure you hit the subscribe button before a horror bangs at your door, and also hit the notification bell so as not to miss out our other amazing videos. Stick around until the end and share your thoughts in the comment section below. Number 10. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, 1974. Inspired by the horrific true story of Ed Gein, a Wisconsin serial killer who murdered people and made furniture and clothing out of their flesh. This is one of the creepiest classics there is. Even if you've already seen the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 25 times, it's worth watching at least once a year because it never gets old. And even though Leatherface hacks up teenagers with a chainsaw and wears a mask made out of skin, you can't help kind of rooting for him. We've all had bad days. Number 9. Paranormal Activity, 2007. Every moment of Paranormal Activity plays upon the viewer's ultimate fears. 1. People staring at you while you sleep. 2. The person you're romantically tied to being secretly evil. And 3. Actual ghosts in your actual house, filmed in such a way as to make it seem like a real home movie. Paranormal Activity is expertly placed and leaves you dreading the nightmare scene. For obvious reasons, I've personally never watched the last few minutes because I keep hearing that they'll ruin my life. Number 8. It, 2017. It fully ruined everyone's childhood by introducing the world to Pennywise, a deranged clown who eats children faster than I eat pizza bagel bites. The original is solid, but if you're in the mood to scream hysterically, the reboot starring Bill Skarsgård is what you need in life. That said, I think we can all agree that the scariest part about watching it is realize you have a crush on Bill and spending the next few days worrying you're attracted to clowns. Anyone? Number 7. The Conjuring, 2013. The best/worst part about The Conjuring is how much of it is true. Set in 1971, this movie introduces us to the Perrons, a large family that moves to a creepy Rhode Island farmhouse and gets all kinds of haunted. Real-life supernatural investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren, played by Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga, roll in to get rid of the demonic presence lurking in their house. And it's all extremely nope from there. But how real is it? According to Relaine, more real than real. The things that went on there were so incredibly frightening, she told USA Today. It still affects me to talk about it today. Note to self, never move to a farmhouse in Rhode Island. Number 6. The Hills Have Eyes, 1977. The scariest moment I remember from this movie is that someone kills and eats a dog on screen, which is no. This 2006 remake of the original 1977 film is hands down the best example of a family road trip gone wrong. The Carter family strays from their planned path and ends up stranded in a government atomic testing zone. And who else lives there, you ask? Why, a family of bloodthirsty cannibals, of course. You can probably figure out the rest, but truly, RIP to the dog. Number 5. Child's Play, 1988. The script was based on a nurse who allegedly put a voodoo curse on Arthur Robert Eugene Otto, which transformed one of his childhood dolls into a nighttime menace. We have all seen scary movies with possessed dolls, but knowing that the doll existed is spooky. Number 4. Annabelle. Annabelle is an allegedly haunted doll housed in the occult museum of the paranormal investigators, Ed and Lorraine Warren. A character based on the doll is a reoccurring antagonist in the Conjuring universe. According to the Warrens, a student nurse was given the doll in 1970. They said the doll behaved strangely, and was a psychic medium told the student that the doll was inhabited by a spirit of a deceased girl named Annabelle. Oof. The doll remains in a glass box at the Warrens Occult Museum in Monroe, Connecticut. There's been some rumors about the doll escaping the museum recently, but we won't talk about that yet. Number 3. A Nightmare on Elm Street, 2010. Playing on a simple idea of nightmares that kill you, the psychological link between sleep and death, the gallons of gore and horrific vision of old Edward Razorhand himself, Freddy Krueger, combined to make the original Elm Street a movie that would have haunt and horrify a generation. Love, blood, gore, and knife-fingered ghosts? This is it then. The makers of this movie were inspired by a group of Laotian refugees who had died in throes of a nightmare. The medical report said there was nothing wrong with them physically. Number 2. Bird Box, 2018. Bird Box is kinda like A Quiet Place, only instead of not being able to talk, People have to blindfold themselves to avoid spontaneously killing themselves. This movie had the entire internet freaked out to the point where I couldn't even log into Twitter without having a Bird Box related panic attack. Like some other movies on this list, the genius of this film lies in the fact that we never see the actual monster, and thank God, because the special effects designers revealed that the monster looks like a giant old man baby, but was purposely left out of the final version of the film. Have you ever heard the truth behind the witches and all kinds of scary things? Well, it's time to face our inner demons, because at the number 1 spot, it might be the scariest horror film of all time. Number 1. The Exorcist, 1973. This 1973 classic, adapted from the 1971 book of the same name, tells the story of a 12-year-old girl named Regan McNeil, who gets possessed by the devil after using a Ouija board to communicate with her imaginary friend Captain Howdy. And this is why you should never have an imaginary friend? Aside from being terrifying because it's a movie about possessed preteen who pukes green slime and pees on floors, The Exorcist gets extra scare points for being inspired by a true story of Roland Doe, a young boy in Maryland who underwent an exorcism in 1949. Which other creepy horror movies do you think deserve the top 10 spots? Please share your thoughts by letting us know in the comment section below. That's it for now. Catch us on our other videos by subscribing to our channel, and also feel free to leave a like. See you in the next video. Bye!